What is going on, everybody? King Recon here today, man. And I just had a feeling inside that it was finally time. Alright? This is going to be part one of a two-part series that I'm going to do for like this type of video, because I felt like it's necessary. I really did. And I've had this and the other one I've had it planned longer, but I've had these two planned for quite some time, but I was waiting for the right time. And I felt like today was the right time to do this specific video. Now in this video I'm going to talk about why Bleach will forever be that awesome sauce for me. Why Bleach will forever be one of my top loves, alright? And I guess we might as well like rewind and go all the way back to the young Recon days, right? Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you this volume right here. Now, I've already showed you guys this. I'm pretty sure this in my 1,000 subscriber special. But this was the first manga volume that I ever bought. I bought this, I think it was the same day I bought Naruto Volume 1. And the thing is that at the time, alright, well, even though I still have pretty much gaming over anime and manga, except for like a couple series that I have either equal level or higher, like Gintama, One Piece, Bleach, like those type of series that I have a little higher over gaming, you know, because there's my overall love for it. But the thing is at the time I was huge into games like what was that at the time when Bleach was out? Like I don't think Call of Duty came out at the time. I think it was Halo. I think Call of Duty 4 was just starting off fresh. You know, and I was getting like into that really like gaming phase. And the thing is that throughout almost my entire life, it was mainly gaming and wrestling was what I really loved. And the thing is even though I liked a lot of series, like I liked Sailor Moon, I liked Dragon Ball Z, I liked Bebop. Well, now I love Bebop, but same thing. Now I love Naruto. But at the time, I liked Naruto. I liked Samurai Champloo. I liked Rurouni Kenshin. I liked Yu Yu Hakusho. You know, I liked all of these things. But the very first series that I can honestly tell you from the bottom of my heart that I loved was Bleach. And that's because, well, I'm telling you this now because 9 years later, you know, I originally started this on September 9th, 2006, when the very first episode aired on Adult Swim, and I've been following the series weekly ever since. And the thing is that the reason why the Bleach experience to me means so much is because for a couple different reasons. When I first got into Bleach, man, I've always been a person that really likes you know, supernatural and stuff like that. So something that I liked from Hakusho, but Hakusho wasn't long enough for me. And anyways, at that time, I really couldn't comprehend those type of things because I was too young when I was watching Hakusho. When I watched Bleach, I was the right age enough to comprehend what was going on and all these different things, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it, especially since it came at a time to where, when it came at a point in time into which everyone in my school loved Naruto. You know, that's just a thing. Even now, even to this very day, and wherever I go here, where I live, everyone loved Naruto. And the thing is that I've always liked Naruto. Naruto was my thing. I loved it. I think at the time, I was really invested into it. But when this dropped, when I was watching Bleach, man, because you know when everyone's like following that one series and you're like one of the only people following the other series and you think the other series is better than that series, and that in of itself makes you love that series even more. Because, you know, it's like that type of hipster mentality, especially whenever you're in middle school / high school. Because that's when I first started watching Bleach. That was like with the transition I was into, middle school to high school. And you know how at that time you always wanted to do like adultish type things. You're always looking forward to becoming an adult. So you did a lot of things that in your eyes were like adult type of things. And Bleach for me was one of those things. I thought Bleach was for the cool kids. You know, in the show, there was a lot of blood. You know, there was swearing. There was, you know, Ichigo was a badass. He didn't care, and like, there was a lot of concepts in there that didn't cover Naruto. To me, it just felt like more of a more mature show than Naruto was, and that's what made me love it so much at that age. I was like, man, this is cool, and that was before I got to episode 9. When I got to episode 9, it basically wiped everything else out, because I was like, dude, the emotional impact that I received whenever Ichigo's fighting the Grand Fisher, And that's one of those moments that I will never forget. That one and episode 14, because I remember in episode 14 when Ichigo first used his first Getsuga against the Menos Grande, and I went to school the following Monday, and I told my boy Jay Sean, I was like, Jay Sean, bro, are you trying to tell me that Ichigo is not bumping with my dudes, man? You're telling me Ichigo's not going into the Naruto verse and he's wrecking everybody? Because at the time, that's what I really believed. I mean, still to this day, I'm an Ichigo fanboy, but I was like, yo, that's my dude. Because the thing is, and then it's like slowly and slowly, more people started getting into the series, and I actually made a lot of really, really good friends because of this series. Because I would introduce them to it, then they would come up to me with their updates, and then like we would just talk about the series until they caught up to where Adult Swim was, and like we would just watch it weekly, and just the experience. Like I always thank Adult Swim for getting me into the series, but God, I just can't thank them enough, man. It's because of them that I love this medium so much, because it wasn't up until Bleach to where I really started expanding afterwards, because I love the series so much that I wanted to get that feeling once more. That's whenever I found One Piece, that's when I found Death Note and all these other things, but Bleach was my first love. Bleach was my first love. Everyone has their first love for all things, anything, and Bleach was my first love. And the thing is the way that it started off as well with that, you guys know me and what I really, really like, my episodic type of storytelling, the way that it started off in the beginning. And I think that's why Soul Society arc was always so high for me, and it still is. It's my third favorite arc to Enies Lobby, because it started off in such a manner to, I love Bleach's first 20 episodes. I've rewatched those so many times, the first 20 episodes, for nostalgic reasons, and because it's just so good. The episodic storytelling was so good. When I was young, and when I was watching that, like week to week, every Saturday at 12:30 after, I think it was, what was the one vampire show, man, that they used to show on Adult Swim? It came on at 10, and at 12:30 came on Bleach, and then at 1 o'clock came on Blood Plus. I remember that clearly. No, I think that was the year after. I don't remember, but I know Blood Plus came on, and then I remember there was another time when Death Note came on at 12, then Bleach came on at 12:30, and like that was the main thing, until Bleach became the main thing. And Bleach became the main thing in the Hueco arc, but I'll get back to that in a second. In Soul Society, the reason why I have that arc so high is because, like I said before, I was following it week to week. So when episode 16 hit and the story was actually progressing forward from episodic format, I loved it, because it was kind of like that's why I love episodic storytelling so much, because it gets you so attached to the characters. Once you get away from that and you enter a long arc, you're like, oh snap, it just got real. And Soul Society was perfect. It was so good. Like every single week it was just something different. It was always mystery. I could get into a whole different thing about Soul Society arc, but why I love that arc so much. Oh my god, I'll never forget when opening 2 first hit. Yeah, it was nasty, and oh my god, man, when I first witnessed, I think because Bleach surpassed Bebop and DBZ and Naruto, because I don't remember which one I had number 1. I think it was Bebop I had number 1 at the time, but I think Bleach surpassed whatever was number 1 when I first saw 58 or 54. One of the two, when Ichigo shows up and now you feel like number 1 and he frees Rukia. Either that or the Bankai transformation. It was one of those two. But the catalyst for that, where I started like, yo, this is GOAT. This is something that I'm putting it on that level, was episode 31. Yo, when I saw Ichigo versus Renji and I saw the tactics that Ichigo's putting in, when I saw the flashbacks of what he had back to Kisuke, I was like, yeah, this is GOAT. Like, I thought Ichigo versus Renji was better than anything else I've seen at the time. And I don't think Naruto vs. Sasuke came out at that time. I think Naruto vs. Sasuke came out when I think it was around that time. But I no lie, to this very day, until just recently, Ichigo vs. Byakuya was my number 1 favorite fight of all time. Until I saw Kintoki vs. Takatsuki, until I read Kintoki vs. Takatsuki. The fight between Ichigo and Byakuya, because the thing is, like I said before, man, can you imagine that? Because I know that a lot of you guys have also have been reading / watching the series for a long time as well, but I don't know if because I know there's been a couple of you that have been around like me since the beginning, watching week to week, but whoever managed to marathon Soul Society arc, I mean, I'm jealous, because, yo, binging SS must have been god. Like, I was coming up with theories every week. I was like, yo, who's the main villain? That's why when the Aizen thing happened, I was so caught off guard, because I didn't know what internet was. I didn't know, well, I knew what internet was, but I didn't know, like, forums, or internet, anime forums, because of course, I was part of the gaming forums and whatnot, like Game Facts and everything, but I just had no one to tell me about what was happening in the future, so everything was new. I didn't get spoiled on anything in Bleach, anything. So when the Aizen thing hit, I was still to this day say is the second most shocking thing I've ever seen in manga. Period. I was like, yo. But the thing is it felt like an RPG adventure game. Soul Study Arc did. With you starting off, Ichigo starts off at this level, and I just love the comedy as well. He's going up, and he fights this guy. And then you go to somewhere else. There's always something else happening. Everyone was important in that arc, and it was perfect. And now getting off the Soul Study Arc tangent already. Then another thing, man. When we finally entered, because Bound Arc was there for, I think, from 64 to 109, so it was there for quite some time. But when we finally entered the Arrancar saga, Adult Swim realized just how big it was going to be because people were demanding it. They were hyped for it. Everyone was ready for it. On the Adult Swim boards, we were all ready. We were hyped. We were ready to go. So when 110 dropped, they started airing 2 episodes a night for Bleach because they realized the ratings. Soul Study Arc was winning in ratings, but that's when Bleach exploded, man. That is, oh god, dude. Just the mystery of finding out more about the Espada, finding out every single week something new, finding out that the Espada actually existed, finding out about the numbers, finding out about getting my captains back, cause you know what? Oh man, dude, man, yo, Ikaku's episode 114 is always gonna be special for me, because when I first saw that moment with Ichigo, when he cut Yami. And when he showed up and he used Bankai again, I was so lit. But when he used Bankai again, and he slashed him, but it was just how menacing his Ryatsu was. With Shinji showing up, the beginning of the Arrancar saga had so much, it felt like Soul Study Arc all over again. Because, in the Bound Arc, everything slowed down a bit, and of course, it was still good for me, but it wasn't on the level Soul Study was. As soon as the Arrancar arc started, as soon as the invasion of the Arrancar started, bro, from episode 110, get Ishin, Shinji, starting to find out more about the visors. Aizen's plan is in motion. You're seeing these silhouettes at the end of episodes, seeing more characters. We saw a little silhouette of Grimjaw. We're seeing characters show up like Vegeta and Raditz. Vegeta and Nappa, and I'm like, God, bro, what is going on? This is crazy. And then it just got more insane every week. And then when oh God, bro. Still to this day, I think it is one of the most highest watched Bleach episodes ever. It reached a total, I think it was, of 600,000 people in one demographic, which means overall it had to have hit 1.8 to 2 million viewers. Because they hit 600,000 and it's its least demographic, I think it was. I was like, yo. But dude, it's episode 121. When Grimjaw destroyed the living hell out of Ichigo. I remember I went to class following Monday and I was talking to my friends. I was like, dude, Ichigo got messed up because the thing is, I didn't expect that. I was like, yo, this is insane, because Grimjaw destroyed him, and I was like, yo, these Espada, they're no joke. They're no joke. And at the time, I thought Ulquiorra was number 1, so I was hyping up Ulquiorra every single week. I remember coming with a new theory to my buddies. I'd be like, yo, Ulquiorra, and once he gets in there, he's one-shotting every captain. He's one-shotting. Nobody wants a piece of Ulquiorra. I mean, all of us were shocked when they revealed he was number 4. I thought he was number 1 the entire time. The entire time I thought Ulquiorra was number 1. I was like, yo, no one is beating Ulquiorra. I had Ulquiorra on a pedestal higher than anything else. I said, it's Aizen, and I used to think that it was Aizen and getting Ulquiorra on the same level, because I thought Ulquiorra was going to betray. Well, there's a lot of theories I used to have back in the day, but regardless of that, that was just how much I loved it, because it was a week-to-week experience. But opening 6, oh man, and I remember just hearing that every week, yo, it was just so good. But when he got his Hollow mask, 125 is another favorite of mine too. Whenever he fought his inner Hollow, that was an amazing episode to witness as well. And then of course we reached a couple of episodic episodes, which I really enjoyed. But then out of nowhere, that 1 week, out of nowhere, we got Ichigo vs. Grimjaw. And I remember because in that same week, they were hyping it up on a commercial at the same time, because they were hyping up the movie that was going to come out. So with the movie that was coming out, they were also hyping up Ichigo vs. Grimjaw Part 2. And I thought this was their final bout. I thought this was it. Ichigo's going to come out there with a Hollow Mask. He's going to wreck him. We're going to go face Ulquiorra. So I was like, yo, this is good. It's moving at a fast pace. We're about to get Aizen mad soon. But no, Grimjaw gets stopped right before he uses Resurrection, and I was like, bro, chill. And this whole thing going down, or Hime's getting kidnapped. I was like, wait, chill. Then 141 hit. And I was like, bruh, what? Like, Orihime's captured? That means that we're gonna have another rescue arc, man. I was like, this is crazy. So then Ichigo's depressed the next episode, and the thing is that the beginning of the rock arc really had a different type of feel for Ichigo as a character, which I really enjoyed, because we remembered just how he was in the beginning of the series. But in the Arrancar arc, he really, really changed. He was a completely different. Well, not completely, but he was different. You know, he was really questioning things, questioning himself, questioning those around him, and I love that about Ichigo. And the thing is when 142 hit, and they find 142 and 143 when they headed off to Welcome Window, and he made up with Chad and Uryu, and Uryu said that I'm going to help because there's a loophole, and the new opening hit. I will never forget it. When the new opening hit, I think it was episodes 143 and 144 that aired that week, or 144, 145. But when it was when they first entered Wakamoto, so I think it was 144 where they ended off that week. Whenever they smashed through it, oh my god, because Orihime was looking out through the sun, or to the little bars, and she was like, oh snap, like the spiritual pressure hit, and Aizen was like, they're here. To be continued, I was like, yeah. And the following episode, we got the opening, and the opening was legendary. That opening, still to this day, is so, because opening 2 is still one of my favorites of all time, and I think that's why, as much as I love opening 13, opening 9, opening 7, I love all the Bleach openings, but opening 7 always has a special place, yo, because that last part when Ichigo with the da-da-da, kurana, anana, shinoshite, inai, when Ichigo, it's switching between the Shinigami and he has a Hollow Mask. Shinigami, Hollow Mask, Bankai. I was so hyped, and when he bashed through the freaking place, and he was gonna wreck when he bashed into the meeting, into the Sparta meeting, had that happened, that would probably be one of my favorite moments in all of fiction, period. That would have surpassed Ichigo's Bankai for me, easy. Had he broken, like, in the opening, I don't care, he would have gotten wrecked, but that would have been the most badass moment in all of history. My dude, in the opening, had his Hollow Mask on, he broke through, Aizen was smiling, Ukiyo and Grinda were looking up, I was like, yo, that's gonna happen. I was wondering when it was gonna happen. And the stuff with Ashido hit. And then we had an amazing Rukia versus Aro Niero, bro. I was like, yo, that was so sad. And I thought Rukia was gonna die. I thought it was over. And then we had the Ichigo versus Dordoni, and then that was awesome. So in 152, when he donned the Hollow Mask and he wrecked him. At that time, I remember telling him, my same friend, I telling Jay Chan, I said, yo, no one in any other series. He's faster than Goku, because at the time, you know, I was just so hyped around this. I was like, yeah, nah, he's poning everyone. And then comes whenever he was about to face Ukiura again. That week ended on 161. Where that soundtrack was so good. The Precipice of Defeat with the violin in the beginning, oh my god, it was like, you bastard. I knew that she didn't come here on her own free will, and Ukiura is, he's like, my plan succeeded. Then he was like, fun guy. That's how the episode ended, and I was like, yo, this is not fair. And this continues, and then comes the final moment, which is why I always say from episode 1 to 167, for me, it will always be like the stuff that I love most from the series, besides the chapter, or from chapters 480 to 546, because when 165 and 166 aired, at this time they were airing 4 episodes a night, 4 episodes every Saturday, 2 reruns and 2 actual things. They ran from 12:30 to 2:30 in the morning, Bleach, and at the time they had 165 and 166. And Ichigo versus, because I thought that was it. Because there were rumors that Bleach was gonna get canceled on Adult, or not canceled, but it was gonna end on Adult Swim. It was at the highest peak of its popularity. Almost everyone in my school was watching. We were all hyped about Ichigo versus Grimmjow. We were ready to see Ichigo versus Aizen. And Ichigo and Grimmjow fight, and the end of the episode ends with Ichigo cutting him in half. And it's just because I said, if they end this series here, I'm breaking the television. And we were all wondering, what's gonna happen? Because we didn't know that, or at least I didn't know, that 167 was going to come the next week. So I kept on looking at the message boards, and finally, I think it was a Monday or Sunday where we saw the schedule that 167 was going to air the following week. So, but it's just that 166 was going to air along with it. So we got to rerun 166, and we got 167. And the way that ended was so perfect, with that soundtrack that is so godly. Orihime pulls out her hand, and Ichigo, like, they're holding hands and look onto the sunset, and that was the end of Bleach for a year. that was the end of Bleach for a year. That was the final thing we saw. We thought that was the end. I was like, no, don't tell me it got canceled. We're about to get Ichigo versus Aizen. Don't tell me that. So then after that came the highest point. Well, besides that, I had like 3 high points of my Bleach Tard days. Well, I still am a Bleach Tard, but then came the next point, man. Now, this, you can't even imagine that my Tard point was at an all-time high. I had the episodes from Adult Swim airing. I had the Japanese episodes, and I had the manga every week. My tardism was high. It was, and this continued for years. Do you know what that is? To, in the Japanese version, have, I think it was Ichigo about to face off against Ulquiorra. And in the manga, it was, I believe it was right before Dayside or getting onto Dayside. And in the anime, they just got out of filler. And they're entering the Nelly Yellow transforming finally in the anime. Guys, that was one hell of a time to be a fan. And the thing is that that's whenever I got a Twitter. And on Twitter, I used to stay up watching the Bleach episodes on Adult Swim, and I met so many amazing people all around the world. A lot of those people don't even get on anymore, or they changed their name, or we just don't talk anymore. But I made so many awesome acquaintances because of watching Bleach and / Adult Swim action every single Saturday night at 12. We would all get on there and forget about everything else that happened in the week. That's why, I think that's why my because I still love Bleach, don't get me wrong. I will always love this series. But I think that's why my love for it isn't as high as it was, you could say, last year. Because when Bleach ended on Adult Swim, I thought Bleach ended again, you know? Like, because even though I have my manga, the thing is, for me, I love the Bleach anime way more than I love the Bleach manga. Like, the Bleach anime, that's why it's right under Parasite, and it's arguably, when an anime comes back, it's going to take over the #1 spot. Because I just really love the Bleach anime, and I don't, there's no other series that I have more memories with than with Bleach. No other series. No other series. And it's just all those memories, man, from the Hueco Mundo arc. Awesome. So I experienced that every... And I absolutely love those episodic episodes, man. Like, I have a lot of... Almost anything in the Velonica opening, too. The doom, doom, doom. Like, all of that was amazing to me. Because I knew what was going to happen this time, but it was just awesome to experience again and see other people's reactions to it on Twitter. All the way from episode 190 to 215. Yeah, that was some good time. I remember the Karuku Riser episodes. I think it was at that time where I started seeing like more and more Bleach fans, and then just continuously kept on coming. And then when episode 226 hit, when Ichigo was about to fight Ulquiorra again, yo, it scrapped an all-time high. And then around that time was whenever Tsunami came back. And that was, like, that caused a huge boom, and then again, and then of course, you know, that the rest of it is history. But it's just like, man, dude, and I remember in like 2011 all the way to 2012, because the thing is, I loved the Four-Wing arc, like the Four-Wing arc every single week. Like, I was always coming with more theories. It was just, I was like, yeah, but I was like, when am I gonna get those powers back? And at the time, I thought that Ichigo was going to get his powers back through the holification process. I thought that whenever Genjo stabbed him, at the end of that chapter, whenever left us in a cliffhanger, I seriously thought that he died, and Ichigo was going to turn into his hollow again, and that's how he was going to get his powers back. Because of all the stuff that talked about holification, and the Four-Wing arc and everything, I thought that it was going to go full hollow. But when I saw chapter 459, which it has to be in my top 5 favorite Bleach chapters, top 5 or top 10 favorite Bleach chapters, because of how much it shocked me. When I saw Rukia, had the big news on Pak too. I was like, yeah. And then it continued every single from I think it was from that point all the way up until I graduated, or I don't even know, dude. Honestly, like all the way up until God knows when. I would be in class, and at the time I didn't have a smartphone. I got a smartphone. I think it was when I got a YouTube channel. That's when I got my smartphone. Like, before that I had like a flip phone, so I couldn't look at manga, right? So I would be in my second period class, and I would be like stalking the hell out of like, yo, when is chapter gonna go? So it almost always came out of my second or third period. So I would talk to my friend. I'd be like, yo, man, can I borrow your phone for a sec? And I'd sit there. I would read the chapter mad quick, go back. I remember because when the 1,000-Year Blood War was going on, it was so hype. I just wanted to know what was going on every single week. When the Black Rescuer chapter came out, yo, that one and basically when the String Reader were invading, I was just like, yo, this is too much. That was, I think, at the time, I think where my Bleach love was at the highest. I honestly, because it's hard because it's been a long time. Like, I don't remember how it was in my SS arc or my Hueco Mundo days because it's been a long time. But when I was reading Thousand Year Blood War Weekly, folks, good God. I mean, you talk about an ultimate tard. I was reading those chapters constantly. I have reread that first part of the Blood War so many times. So many times. That's why I can't wait for it to get animated, because it was just so good. It finally brought me back to those days, like how I was telling you guys before. I've had that feeling 3 times in Bleach. As much as I love Fate Karakuri-chan, as much as I love the day side stuff, I love Phobing arc, but there's 3 specific arcs that gave me that level of, yo, like I have to know what's gonna happen next. Like it's too much, it's so good. It was whenever I entered the Soul Society, whenever from the Arrancar arrival all the way up until Ichigo vs Grimmjow, and then once again in the Thousand Year Blood War. You know, it's like that the type of feeling that only Bleach can give you when it comes to that. Like, and I think that's why the anime just did it so well, man, because the manga, it felt like the manga was the anime. Like, I was just getting such fast pacing, because for as long as I've been following the Bleach manga, we all know how bad its pacing is. For the God's sakes, they fit like 3, 4, 5, 2, like from 2 to 5 chapters every episode. So, or in the episodes, which is why we always caught up to the anime so fast. But that's why. And the thing is in that arc, it felt like the anime. In Thousand Year Blood War, it felt like, because the pacing was so good, and it was like, whoa. When the stuff was going down with Yamamoto every single week, I was like, yo, but when 511 hits, and then 512, I read 512 breakfast morning in the cafeteria off the manga reader app on my iPod Touch. Alright, and I was sitting there, and I just reread chapter 512 and chapter 544 of Gintama are the ones that I've reread the most out of any series I have ever read in my entire life. Because those are just those 2 chapters to where you don't expect it to happen, but it happens. Like, it's those type of things. I know there's other chapters that I like more. Like, I don't know, like 512 is definitely like top 3 for me in my favorite Bleach chapters, because I love Ichigo so much. But in 544, it's not even in my top 3 favorite Gintama chapters either. Or I was talking about Gintama there for 544, by the way. Because I reread 544 for Gintama, like, all day. I mean, I couldn't stop reading it. Same thing with 512 for Bleach. But the thing is that, you know, they aren't even my favorite chapters. But getting off that. The Black Rescuer, that's what I called it. I called it the Black Rescuer chapter, because when he showed up, man, in those panels, Kubo's, it was, that I don't care, that chapter was quick, but it was so badass. I was like, man, because 511 was chapter of the year that year. 2012 was Bleach's year, period. But 2012, that chapter was godlike. 511. But when 512 came out after, and we ended off with one of the best panels in the series, if not the best panel, with Ichigo standing sideways. The thing was sideways. I said, this is the best arc. That's what I said. When I saw chapter 512, and I saw Ichigo ride the way he did, and I had Now You Feel Like #1 playing, because it gave me back that same type of feeling that I had when Ichigo showed up in chapter 54. It gave me the same feeling I had when Ichigo showed up in the end of the Arrancar arc to face Aizen. I said, it's over. My boy's gonna go in. That's just the way it was. And I had that same feeling up until chapter 546, and then Bleach took that 8-month break, and I dare say I haven't had that feeling since. I haven't had that feeling since. I hope to get it back before the series ends, but you know what? It is what it is, because I've definitely liked what happened after, but I haven't had that same type of feeling again. And the thing is that without the anime to help support it, then that's why I haven't had as much Bleach content as I would like to have on this channel, is because, you know, I still love the series, but I'm not as hyped up / for it as I was at that time. And the thing is I have a feeling before the series ends, whenever it starts like wrapping up towards the end there, or not towards the end, but like, there's going to be a certain point where Bleach arcs always get to where I'm going to get like really, really addicted and hooked to it, and I'll start putting out videos like nothing. But the thing is that at this point in time, that's why right now you guys are seeing so much Gintama content on this channel, because for Gintama, for God's sakes, right now, the manga's on fire, the anime's on fire, it's like how Bleach was back in the day, you know. Of course, my love for this series right now is at an all-time high. It's in the best arc in the anime, and it's almost near the final arc in the manga. Like, it's the same feeling I had with Bleach back in the day, and that's why, like, That's why Bleach will always be forever. I'll always have it up there, man. Because I met my experiences with the series, my other memories I have with the series. You know, just theorizing every week. Well, whose Bankai would be this? Getting more people into the series, rewatching the first 20 episodes. I love the first 63, because the thing is, the first 167 I love a lot, but I really love those first 20 episodes, man. With Ichigo with just that little, it was a big sword, but you know, it's just nothing can ever replace that, man. It's all those memories and all those good times. Like, Bleach was literally the first anime I loved, and it's the reason why I like this genre so much now, because of all the things I witnessed afterward, and that's why Bleach will always be in my top 3 favorite animes, man. It's just, God, man, so many memories, so many great times, so many revelations, so many reveals, and you know, here we are, 657 chapters later, and it's amazing. It's amazing just how far the series has come, and it's amazing. You know, of course, no series is perfect, but I'll always love Bleach, man. I'll always love Bleach. It's one of those series to where it'll always have a place in my heart because it was my first love, and it's still a series I love with all my heart. It's a series I love with all of my heart, man. Yo, Bleach, bro, Bleach. Oh, man, so many memories, yo. I'm telling you, that's why I think I'll always have that Ichigo Bankai transformation #1. Cause that's like my Goku going. Well, I saw Goku go Super Saiyan weekly too, but when Ichigo used Bankai, man, I was like, bruh, like it's just so many memories, so many good times, and I'll always love the series. I really always will. It's just there's just too many things that I like about it, and there's too many things that I can go back and think about and memorize. And this year, I really want to make it my goal to go and rewatch the whole thing all over again once more. It's just bring back those old memories, man. Hopefully, but God, so many. I miss it, man. I really do miss the anime. I really do, because it's when the manga and the anime are coming at the same time when Bleach is really fire. In my honest opinion, it's when it's really fire. And I think at that time, it was where that's when it's really fire, bro. I don't care, man. When the Bleach anime and the Bleach manga are coming out at the same time, it's ridiculously fire, and it's just up to now until we wait to see. But I am glad to, for Soul Madness, my boy Soul Madness has been putting out those awesome Bleach videos, which I look forward to every week, because those things are like freaking episodes, man. They're awesome, and I love watching those things. I really do. I hope he does those for the Gintama chapters one day. But regardless of that, guys, I don't know how long this video has been, but I don't care. This has been my Bleach story, or a story of why this series will always be awesome sauce in my heart. It's just I have too many memories, and if you ask me any series that I have like the highest nostalgia for, and the series that I have the most memories with, without a doubt, it's Bleach. It's my first love, man, and I'll always love it, man. The Bankai, like, it's greatness. It's great. It's absolute awesome sauce, and it's that Bleach awesome sauce, man. What more can I say? But you guys have been awesome for a day. I've taken enough of your time, and yeah, man. If you stuck around for this long, you are a good person. You're a good person for listening to me ramble for this long. But have an awesome day, everybody. Thank you a lot. Thanks a lot, man. I really do appreciate it. Post video recon. Here we're gonna talk about the a couple of experiences from the manga of Bleach. All right. And the very first one that I want to go ahead and talk about was the Nelly L reveal. Because when I first read this, I was so shocked and caught off guard, but I was so hyped and happy that still to this day, it's still my top 5 favorite reveals in the series. And it's just that I was seeing Nelly L, dude. She was that small baby girl. She was going in. She grew up, became the most beautiful woman in the series. My honest opinion. And we saw that awesome sauce. She went in. I got to see Resurrection. When the 3 showed up on the thing, I kid you not, I got shook. I said, "What? She's stronger than Ulquiorra? Let's go!" Like, I was shook, dude. It was just so much. I was hyped. I was like, "Yo, Nelly, yo, greatness is here. It's good." And it just, that part right there was so amazing as well. Because whenever she was going with Noitora, then out of nowhere, when Noitora was about to wreck Ichigo, then Kenpachi shows up, and then there's this whole slew going around, and then, when Turn Back the Pendulum was coming out weekly, those color pages were fire, dude. Those color pages were amazing. Finally getting what we all wanted to see, the flashback, and how that flashback ended with Shinji going like, "Alright, let's go, I'm hype for fake Karakura Town!" And then the following week, we continue off with Ichigo, and Ichigo was about to pop off, but then, we switched over, and we got to see what was going on over there. Now, look, man, over here in this part, this part for me, it wasn't as lit, of course, as the part in Fikaru Kuruchan, because I want to have the captains and whatnot. But this part for me was awesome too, because I loved Yumi Chika's battle on a week-to-week basis. No lie, Yumi Chika's battle was funny, and also finally getting to see his Sanpakuto was awesome too. But the main highlight for me of this portion was without a doubt Shuhei versus Findorio. This in the anime, it's even better. But in the manga, it was still good. It was still pretty damn good. And then directly after that, seeing all this, everything else that was going on, finally finishing off this portion with Ichi versus Ulquiorra finally going at it. And this part was so hyped because I think it was, I believe it was I think it was chapter 349. I think it was 349 where Ichigo, no, I think it was 350. I think it was 350 where Ichigo died. If I'm not mistaken, was it 350? I think it was. I think 350 was the one where Ichigo 349 was when Ichigo died. 350 was whenever he resurrected, and at the end of that chapter when he saw his hair become longer, and everyone, because these scanlations, the raw versions, the English version, the Spanish version, the French version, every version was going all over the internet. Everyone was going crazy. Like, you were finally going to get to see it. Because when his hair got longer, there was so many theories going around, man. Like, everyone was going crazy. And the following week hits, the front color page is lit. We were like, yo, this is too much. Yo, when we saw Hollow Ichigo come out, and how so much a savage he was. Remember how I told you guys earlier about how I would always say Ichigo was stronger than Goku? And here I literally said, there is no way in hell Goku's even getting near him. when it was coming out weekly, dude, I was like, dog, man, when 350 freaking one game, oh my god. Yo, and it was too much. The anime drew it out better, and it was like longer in the anime. But no, the manga just is Kubo's drawings, yo. How much of a savage Ichigo was when he threw his arm back at Ulquiorra. When he threw Ulquiorra's arm back at him. Just the entire Ichigo vs Ulquiorra fight was insane though. Like, the only reason Ichigo was Byakuya and Grimjaw, well, Ichigo was Grimjaw and Ichigo vs Ulquiorra is still as on the same level for me. Because Ichigo was Grimjaw for the, our first one that's in the anime, but Ichigo vs Ulquiorra was so good, bro, on a week-to-week basis because it was paced very well, and the panels were amazing. It was choreographed so well, so good, and it was like, man, like, how was Ichigo? We always wondered. Our main question was at that time was how in the world was Ichigo going to get out of the situation alive? And he did. He managed to get out of it alive, but oh man, what a price it came at, yo. And the thing is that after that entire thing happened, we were all wondering, like, what in the world's gonna happen now? Like, is he gonna be able to use that form again? Because I thought I swear it. Since he used that form, I thought whenever Ichigo was gonna fight Aizen, he was gonna come up with that form, but it was gonna be like, he was actually able to control it. That's what I thought he was going to fight against Aizen with, a controlled full hollow. I was like, yo, this is too much. So then, of course, switch over back to Fate Karakura. And this part right here is whenever Bleach started getting slower and slower. Like, the pacing was pretty damn slow for quite some time. The pacing didn't pick back up for Bleach, because and I was really interested, of course, because getting to find out who truly was Espada number 1, and getting to see it Espada number Holly Bell going in. Baragon's fight was by far my favorite out of the 3 though. Baragon's fight was so interesting. And when the visor show up, because you guys know how much I always rag on Shinji, but at the time he was one of my favorite characters. So when the visor showed up, I was done. I was like, no, my boys are here. So it was lit. It was hype. It was still pretty slow on a week-to-week basis, but going back and looking at it, it was just a lot of great and awesome moments and memories in this part. But then it picked back up again when we switched back over to Hueco Mundo and we saw Ichigo and Yami. Because the thing is, I'm an Ichigo fanboy, so most Ichigo scenes are mainly all my favorite ones. Because I love that guy, man. That's my boy. So the chapter when he came back, when he fell down from the sky, and we showed him, and the way that his robe was, I was like, cut. Oh, I was like, dude, he looks like a beast. So he fell down from the sky. The following chapter, he shows up and he looks like a savage. He's right in front of Rukia. Looks like he's about to mess him up, but Yami ain't doing nothing to my boy. Ichigo dons his new hollow mask, and I was like, yo, Kubo. I like when I saw the two lines. That's when my theory was pretty much well, it was obviously wrong, but I thought my theory was confirmed. I was like, yo, he's about to control this thing, isn't he? He's about to pull it out against eyes. He's about to come straight out of Akamundo. He's gonna blast the hole. He's gonna blast the Cerro through the dimension. He's gonna come out the other side. He's gonna wreck everyone there. He's gonna go berserk. Someone's gonna have to kill him. His pop's gonna have to show up and stop him. Like I was coming with so many theories. I thought Ichigo's mom was the villain. I was going like, yo, this is crazy. So then, after all that's going down, when we go back to Fake Karakura, we get all these revelations of how Aizen had this whole thing planned all along. Ishin actually shows up, and Kisuke's there, and I was like, yo, this is crazy, because I've always had that theory, man, with Kisuke being a villain. So I was like, yo, is Kisuke about to pull out all the strings? And when Kisuke showed up at the end of the Aizen fight, I was like, yo, it's over, he's about to kill him, he's gonna kill him, he's gonna say, I am the real one. That's what I thought, but no. Going back a bit. The whole thing with Aizen, because Aizen versus Yamamoto was, oh my god, dude, I was so hyped for that fight, yo. And then, from there on out, I was just enjoying it so much on a week-to-week basis. But the main parts that I remember enjoying the most from here, was, without a doubt, Ichigo's training with Tensa Zangetsu, yo. It's just finally seeing his inner world again with Tensa Zangetsu, the way those panels were, just the way everything was. Then going back, the way it transitioned between Aizen and Gin, and their, them talking to Tatsuki and everyone else over there in Karakura Town. It's like, man, like, it was just so good. Well, it wasn't really Karakura Town, Soul Society, but, regardless of that, it was just so good because you were like, yo, what the hell's gonna happen? Like, is he gonna get there in time? Like, who's gonna stop him? Then we get the huge plot twist again, actually turning on Aizen, and Ichigo shows up in his new badass form, yo. Now, this is the thing with Ichigo versus Aizen. It has two good things going, or it has a lot of good things going for it. But in the manga, the thing is it is one of the most well-drawn parts in all of Bleach. The art here was on a phenomenal level. The art in Ichigo vs. Aizen was out of this world. Alright? It was godlike. Especially whenever he shows up, all the way up until he uses Mugetsu. The art was just so good. But the thing is the way that the panels were, the fight felt so short. And so quick. But the thing is, man, because you can look at it either way. You look at it as Kubo did that, and then some people were disappointed, some people were hyped. It was a half and half thing at the community at the time. But I loved it, and when the anime did, I loved it more in the anime than in the manga. But God, bro, that was such a good time to be alive. The way when Ichigo was fighting Aizen, and then after he defeated Aizen, we all thought it was over. I was sad when he defeated Aizen. I was so sad when Ichigo says to go back to Rukia. My heart broke because we didn't have a chapter for like a month after that. And then finally, a new chapter of Bleach came out, and we saw the time skip. In that first page, when Ichigo wakes up, it says age 17. I was like, oh god! And then the next page shows everyone they're colored. The first couple chapters of the Fullbring arc are still to me. I love them so much. Some of my favorites because just seeing everyone growing up, bro. I was like, hey, how are my boys in the Shinigami doing, man? Like, it's just so many good times. Like, that's just why I love Bleach forever, man. Like all those memories, all those good times. Like, dang, dude. Like, seriously, man. Like, I thought it was gonna end again. Just like when Ichigo was Grimjow. But nah, we had the awesome sauce, guys. We had the greatness. Yeah. Dude, when I saw how he looked post-time skip, when I saw Orihime post-time skip, I was like, good lord, thank the heavens. But, all the theories going on in the Fullbring arc, like, it was just, the mystery was on point, everything was great. I'll always love the series, man. The series is just, that Bleach greatness, man. The anime needs to come back, but... this was I had to talk about the manga portion of my experiences, man. Dude, experiencing the manga every week, though at times it was slow, just like it is now, But overall, it just came back to being fire, dude. It just, so many great times, so many great experiences. But you guys, leave me your thumbs down below on your story with Bleach, or your experiences, your favorite moments. I don't care. Just overall, let's just have a fangasming time about that Bleach awesome sauce, because it deserves it, and it's that greatness, guys. I really have to thank Kubo for creating such a legendary series that allowed me to meet all of you, because without Bleach, I can tell you something right now, I probably wouldn't be this deep in anime, man. That's for damn.